Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I told you, I think, one time about a Romanian national poet. His name was Mihai Eminescu. And anyway, when I was studying for college, or I think in college, I don't know, I read somewhere that someone said that Eminescu, this poet, he was very, very intellectually, he was very smart, very smart. Anyway, he said that in his opinion, hope and illusion have they have no place in this world. So hope and illusion. So he was not very optimistic, this dude, but he had a rough life. Anyway, in this case, we have an article here that I have no illusions. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who have a lot of illusions regarding this situation. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about a special counsel appointed by DOJ to investigate Biden. Well, now, let me read you a few words from this article. And if you're not familiar with the matter, they discovered some documents that were not supposed to be somewhere, and they were in Biden's whatever place, hidden and so on. So they were not supposed to be there, and now, oh my God, it's the same thing as they found, as Trump had at Mar-a-Lago and so on. And now the Republicans are intellectually masturbating at this news as if they think now where the illusion comes into play. They delusional that something will happen. Yeah, it's going to be investigated, nothing will happen, and that's it. On top of that, Biden might be dead by the time the investigation is completed. So anyway, so special counsel to investigate Biden, and everybody is like, yes, okay. As of Thursday, the president and his predecessor, Donald Trump, are both under investigation over the apparent mishandling of classified files. I'm not going to go under these things because from what I know, these things, the classified files were when before 2017, when Biden was vice president. Vice president could not have, from what I heard, classified information, classified files like that in his possession, but the president could, but on the to declassify information or something like that. I don't really care. This is a little witch hunt on the left and on the right, and now the Republicans are saying, see, he did the same thing, so let that guy go if anything wrong over there. I mean, this is democracy and justice in the United States of America. It's not really what it is, it's who we, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, who's a weasel, has appointed a special counsel to probe President Joe Biden's handling of classified documents. The White House has confirmed that Biden stored 2 batches of sensitive files in his garage and at a university office. I think there were 2 places, obviously. Speaking at the Justice Department press conference, Garland named federal prosecutor Robert Hur as a special counsel, or her, whatever you want to call him. I think he's Asian. This is the dude. I hope the telephone will cooperate. That's the guy. Anyway, I think that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy. The White House has confirmed blah, blah, blah. Speaking at the Justice Department press conference, Garland named federal prosecutor Robert Hur to the special counsel, claiming that Hur would carry out his responsibility in an even-handed and urgent manner. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, when I see it, yeah. It's not I don't believe that's going to happen. Anyway, appointed U.S. Attorney for the District of Maryland by former President Donald Trump in 2017. Hur resigned from the post shortly after Biden took office. He previously worked with FBI Director Christopher Wray, who, despite also being appointed by Trump, has been accused by the former president and his allies of weaponizing the agency to prosecute conservatives. Well, anyway, let me tell you this. Trump claims that he declassified the files before taking them to Mar-a-Lago and accused the Biden administration and FBI of orchestrating a witch hunt against him, end quote. So, as a president, you could have some documents like that in your possession, but I don't think you can have anything you want. And if you didn't declassify them before you left the office, I think that's not right. But hey, what's right and what's wrong is determined by some people based on their anyway. So what I'm trying to say, I think this thing with Biden, all of a sudden, after 2017, we just find out now, I think it could be a few things. First, Biden said that he wants to run for presidency again. I think there are people somewhere, they don't want him to do that. And this is a way probably to make him hush hush, move on. Okay, you barely conscious, so what do you want? But hey, if I did it 2 years, I can make it another 6. All right. So that's one way, I think, to make him, they try to do both of them, this like this, and the other one Trump. They want to get rid of them, both of them not to run for presidency. I think that's one thing that could happen. The other, let me start from the very beginning. I personally have doubts that these investigations are conducted because we want to find the truth, and we have some institutions over there who work on our behalf. I have my own thoughts on that, but I don't know, I have questions regarding that. I've been around the block a few times, and remember, hope and illusion should not be part of our lives. I have no illusions. So anyway, moving forward. So that's the first one. And the second one is, I think, is a kind of, when you are accused of something, let's say you did some hanky-panky. Let's say you had Al Capone. Al Capone was eventually caught and indicted and charged with some fiscal thing. He didn't pay his taxes. Pfft, really, that's what happened. So what happened? He was sent to prison, and then after that he was supposed to be released after some years, right? Well, he got syphilis, he had syphilis, things got worse, and then he was released in Florida, and after a year and a half, he died or something like that in Florida. His grave is, I was about to say here, in Chicago area, Illinois, I think, Mount Marmalade, something like this, in Chicago, Illinois. That's where he's buried. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, if he would have survived those, I don't know how many years he was for fiscal, whatever he did, then he was just released and he would be clean as a whistle, okay? The same, I saw this in Romania, where you had some guys who got very quickly rich after the communists fell, like in Russia, like in Ukraine. Some people just got very rich, like other people work lifetimes to get to that point where these guys are getting rich in 2-3 years. Okay? So anyway, they got so rich, and then you got gangs, you got, enemies, and then you got certain things who want to hurt you. And then what do? You say, okay, you know what? I'm going to start from being clean. You say, okay, well, investigate me. Let's start an investigation. They start an investigation, they indict the guy, they charge him, they convict him. He goes to a kind of a prison for about 2-3 years, and after he gets out, he's clean. He's clean for the rest of his life with his millions, okay? He's clean. And then he can start to do whatever. He's a citizen like you and I, but with about a few $100 million in the bank, okay? And yeah, he was in a kind of prison for 2 or 3 years. Just look in Romania. I have names, but I don't want to mention them here. Okay, so again, let's do it with Biden. I don't understand the thing with that kind of laptop. Do that. Get the guy for a year or something, half a year, slapping over his little wrist like a raccoon wrist, and then let him go back in the world, and then everything is going to be clean. That's how they do it. So the thing is, now they're probably gonna try to start over with Biden. So it could be a speedy trial, investigation, and blah 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 blah. Clean, you're good to go. But and with the Trump, they're gonna linger. So I don't know what kind of implication that would be for him running or not running. Anyway, if we have to pick up between this kind of people to get them elected, I mean, we are in a bad shape. Okay, I don't want to vote for the Not for the worst, but for the worse. I don't want to be in that, for two bad dudes. I don't want to be. I want to be voting between two good dudes over there. But I'm voting between a bad dude and another bad dude. What the hell is this? Well, that's mass democracy for you. And why? People need to be controlled. By whom? People with... Okay? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong. I'm going to turn into Charlie Chaplin now. I'm going to be mute. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, my friends.